Did you know there's a blind guy in the Bible who cried out to Jesus and said, "Son of David, have mercy on me"? And Jesus never stopped him and said, "Hey, I'm not David's son, I'm God's son." Hi, my name's Andrew. This is Faith Boost, and I'm here today to boost your faith with ancient secrets that work in the modern world. So this blind guy hears that Jesus is passing by and he cries out and says, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And Jesus stopped and called him and spoke to him. But he didn't say, "Hey, I'm not the son of David, I'm the son of God." Jesus just rolled with it. In other words, he was happy to be called the son of David. David is one of the most important, significant figures in the Bible. Now, if I ask you to think of David today or say something about David, you'll probably mention David and Goliath or maybe the Bathsheba incident, okay? But the reality is there's something way deeper about David. There's something very spiritual about David. Defeating Goliath was significant. It was important. He won a battle that day. But spiritually speaking, there's something really important about David's life. And over the next few weeks, we're going to look at David and observe his actions and the choices he made in the scriptures. And today we're talking about the fact that Jesus allowed himself to be called the Son of David. There's another verse in the Bible in Revelation chapter 3, verse 7. And Jesus said this, "To the angel of the church in Philadelphia, write these things. These things says he who is holy, he who is true, he who has the key of David." So Jesus, the resurrected Christ in the book of Revelation, is saying to the churches, "Hey, I've got the key of David." In other words, David had this ability to open things up, to unlock heaven. He also had the ability to bind up the devil, the bad guy in our lives. Incredible guy, incredible figure in the Bible. And then Jesus said this, "He who opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens." In Isaiah chapter 22, verse 22, it says this, there's a prophecy about the coming Messiah, and it says, "The key of the house of David I will lay on his shoulder, so he shall open and no one shall shut, and he shall shut and no one shall open." So in Revelation, Jesus is fulfilling this prophecy. He's saying, "Hey, I'm that guy that has the key of David, that I have the house of David in my heart." Amazing. And then in Acts chapter 15, verse 16, it says this, "After this, I will return and will rebuild the tabernacle of David, which has fallen down. I will rebuild its ruins and I will set it up." So there's something really deep about David's life. And yeah, the Bathsheba incident wasn't good. Shouldn't have been looking. Shouldn't have noticed a woman bathing. Shouldn't have killed her husband. That wasn't a good day in his life. But you know what? David's life shows us that even though people can mess up and make really poor choices, God is the God of a second chance. Maybe you've messed up. Maybe you've done something wrong. Maybe you didn't do something that you knew you were supposed to do. You know, David messed up big time, but yet God still allows himself to be called, when he came into human flesh, the Son of David. What an amazing story of grace. What an amazing example of the grace of God, of the patience of God, and the fact that when we mess up, that God can forgive us. Now, I'm not endorsing sin here today. I'm not saying, hey, it doesn't matter what you do. It does matter. David's family suffered significant trauma because of that choice with Bathsheba in killing her husband. A baby died. His kids went off the rails, some of them after that. It just unleashed a whole lot of confusion into his family. It was a really bad day, but it had ramifications for years to come. So sin is never good. But the reality is, despite his sin, God forgave him and restored him. And in the New Testament, he's a pivotal figure that Jesus himself is allowing himself to be called the Son of David. So you and I need to learn from David's life. We need to observe him. We need to study the scriptures about David and use the same principles or keys that he used to draw near to God, to know God, to walk with God, and also to kick goals in life as well. David was an achiever. He was a winner. You know, as a general, he never lost a battle. The only historical figure I know that never lost a battle is King David and Alexander the Great. As generals, they were unbeaten. Even Napoleon was beaten in battle, but David never was. So let's dive deep into the life of David over the next few podcasts.